Welcome back, everyone, to the Irish Furian. I am the Irish Furian, so I'm going to do my best to try and remember the consecutive series of events here. I'll do my best anyway. I think there was 3 times that I phoned the neurologist's secretary. So I'll do one or more of these videos, but I'm gonna try and get it right the first time. So basically, the girl that I helped, who has the multiple sclerosis, I contacted her neurologist at the time, a lady, and basically, the girl with the MS, she had burnt herself in the shower. The water in the shower scalded her so much that she needed skin grafting, and so she went into hospital for a month. How that can happen in a commercial shower, I don't know. To this day, I still don't know. But while she was in the hospital, I think she was taking Mayzent, which is also called Siponimod, and she seemed to do okay on it. It's an orally taken tablet, small little tablet, and it's supposed the way it's supposed to work is that the white blood cells collect together before they go down to attack whatever it perceives as foreign bodies, the immune system perceives. This is what is said about MS anyway. So she seemed to do okay in that, and then she stopped it, and just before she went into the care home, she's supposed to go into the care home after the hospital for respite, and the respite was supposed to have rehabilitation built into it, but it didn't. So she basically ended up in a care home for a whole month, just looking at the 4 walls, unable to get up off the chair for a whole month every day. And it was a bit of a nightmare for her, you know. You had 8-year-olds walking in with walking sticks. She basically wasn't able to just get up. If somebody walks into your room, the doors are left open. And this lady just kept walking in and asking for somebody to take her down to the front door so she could smoke cigarettes. And I would tell her every time that I wasn't a member of staff, that I was just visiting and helping Esther. Care homes are not nice. They're not nice. People think, oh, it'll be fine at the end of the days. If I don't have any children, I'll just go into a care home and it'll be fine. They're not nice. You have TVs blaring either side of your room because people of that age, their hearing is gone, and the television is part of the Irish culture. Surprise, surprise. And so you have to listen to other people's televisions up really loud on either side of you. But that's not the point. I'm trying to lead on to something here, which is that when Esther came out of the care home, before she went into the care home, she stopped the Mayzent, the Siponimod, to take an infusion of what's called Ocrevus, and basically this was supposed to help her MS. And what it did was knock the legs out from under her, completely floored her, really, really floored her. Like she has never recovered since. She got really bad. So I basically contacted her neurologist at the time, a lady neurologist, and I contacted her secretary. And to her secretary, I said, "Is it possible that Esther can start on the Mayzent? She seemed to do very well in the hospital with it." And I was told, has Esther is she still within the 6 months of having taken the Ocrevus? Because apparently, according to what they say, you can't take the next medication unless you're 6 months past the one that you've just taken. Life just keeps ticking by. So that was that. She still had to wait till she was outside the 6 months. So then when I believe the 6 months was up, I rang again and I said, "Look, is it possible for Esther to take the Mayzent?" She's passed, and I was asked why she passed the 6 months, and I said yes, she is. And so okay, the neurologist said she'd get back to the neurologist at the time and let her know, and then see from there. So I was expecting her to call me back, and a week went by, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by, and still no answer back. So I rang her up again. I said, "Look, what's happening with the Mayzent?" I said, "Is it possible?" And she said, "Oh yeah. The neurologist, such and such a person, has said that she can go on it, yeah. And basically, just what pharmacy is she ascribed to, and what's her address and all the rest of it. Okay, fine, did all that. So basically I said, okay, that's great. And I thought, she'd be getting it now and all the rest of it. And so that was that. And so I left it then for a week, 2 weeks, nothing, 3 weeks, nothing. So look, I'm just going to have to ring them back. And I rang back the neurologist secretary again, and she said to me, okay, look, she said, is Esther within the 6 months of having taken the infusion of Ocrevus? And I went, okay, so this is nuts, like. And I said, look, she's well past it. I said at this stage, and the last time I rang you up, it was to, you said that you could start on a prescription of Mayzent. So here's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to ring again. This was on a Friday. I said, after the weekend, I'm going to ring on Monday. And if nothing happens on Monday, I'm going to ring on Wednesday. And if nothing happens on Wednesday, I'll ring on the Friday. And I'm going to keep ringing until something happens. That's how this is going to go. And she said, all right, okay, yeah. So that was that. And next thing I did was, a couple of days later, maybe a week or two later, I rang back again, and we found out that Esther was no longer a client of this particular neurologist. And so I was gobsmacked. Just after all that, her neurologist of many years dropped her, because it seemed like that she was dropped after I kept pushing for her to get Mayzent, which I found incredible. I mean, wouldn't a neurologist celebrate the fact that a person with such severe MS has a friend which is fighting in her corner, and would she not take you in to talk to her and talk about it? No. Next thing Esther finds out is that she was dropped by the neurologist. She's no longer that neurologist's patient. She's being transferred over to somebody else, and so she's being transferred over to this other neurologist, and that neurologist basically we get an appointment with, and Esther goes out to this guy and sits there and cries her eyes out and says she's tired of all this and having to go through all that and what she has to go through, and which is fair enough. And he said, look, you've just got progressive MS, and it's like as if there's nothing he could do or say, or as if there was nothing he could try. And so, like, if I was a neurologist and I was like, is there nothing I could try? Why give her some antidepressant medication? What about, what? Anyway, look, that's not the point. The point is that he said that you have progressive MS. And then there was silence and there was quietness, and Esther was upset. And I said, well, it came to my mind. I said to Mayzent, I said, okay, look, there was a student nurse, intern or something, standing at the side of the room. And I said to this guy, I said, look, is it possible that Esther can go on Mayzent? She seemed to have a good response to it while she was in the hospital. And he said, yeah, sure, we can try that. We can get whoever, another guy who actually gives the infusions. He mentioned his name and said she looked up at the girl and he said, look, get such and such to write out a prescription for her and all the rest. And okay, so that was that. So okay, she's going to get the Mayzent at least. So that's that. We leave, and then a week passes, 2 weeks pass, 3 weeks pass, nothing. I said, look, I'm going to have to contact this guy. How am I going to contact this guy? I don't have a phone number. I rang. You'd ring the neurologist phone number and you'd just get an answering machine, or you'd get nothing. It's just a busy call or a busy tone or something like that. And I got through once or twice and left messages, and there was no answer back, none. It's as if there was nobody home. These are supposed to be healthcare professionals. And so I found an email online, and it was a HSE administrative account. And so basically I found it connected to him, and I sent an email to him saying, look, we were with you there a couple of weeks ago, and Esther's looking to get the Mayzent. You said that she could get it. I mean, what's the story? Is she going to get it or not? Like, and his answer back to me in the email was, he said that please don't contact me at this email. This is not a patient portal, and it's an administrative account. And he said, Esther, we're waiting on the tests for Esther. And I went to myself, that's very strange. He said, you see, for Mayzent, you have to be genetically tested to find out if you're compatible with this thing. And Esther had it like a year previously, as I already said, Esther had been taking it in the hospital and seemed to do well with the rehab in there. She seemed to get a bit stronger on her legs and all the rest of it. And I thought this strange that he was answering me back like this, saying they're waiting on the results of the test. Bear in mind, like, there was no test done. So that's what I said to him in my reply. I said that's unusual. I said I'd give this guy rope now. I wouldn't. I'd let him. I won't hammer him down with this or be angry or anything like this, because I need to keep him on side. He's Esther's urologist, and I need to keep him on side. And basically, I said to him, what I said was, I said I don't remember any tests being done on Esther while we were out there. And I said, Esther already has been on Mayzent a year previous, and she was found to be compatible, and she had been using Mayzent. And so I just said it straight out like that, kept it straight. And next thing that happened was 2 days later, got a phone call that Esther, from the receptionist or one of the HSE nurses or something like that, the Mayzent will be ready in her local pharmacy, her pharmacy that she collects her medication traditionally throughout the years through, and that it'll be there and available for her, which she's been on now for the last year or two. So what we have to take from this is, and I do want people to look at the details of this. I'm putting this in a video because I think it's very important that people understand the system that they live in. And you see from my previous videos the time that I believe we're living in, and the systems and the structures that are there as a result of that time. And so here is a so-called professional neurologist who doesn't take any step left or right to lift a finger to help this girl who is suffering greatly, and who outright lied. A professional lied about somebody, the girl that I help, Esther. Outright lied that they're waiting on the results of a test to see if she was compatible with Ziponimod Mayzent. Now, I won't say I couldn't believe my eyes and ears and all that, because I'm way past all that at this stage. I'm saying this on a video for all of you, because I want you to understand where you are. And I want you to understand that all the things you see around you that are happening are a part of this system. And I want you to take from that what you will. Where you are in your understanding, you can apply that to this. Okay? That's all I want to say. And thanks for listening. And I'll talk to you again soon. I know I'm not putting up that many videos. My back has been quite bad. My legs are quite bad. I help the girl now 6 days a week, and I stay down at her place in the spare room 3 nights a week. So, she's quite constipated a lot of the time, and that can lead to chaos and issues and stuff. So I'm on my way down now at this time of night, 8:45, and I'll stay down the spare room again if she needs me for for nature's call or whatever, but just in case, because she can't get up and go herself to the toilet. So that's why I'm not doing videos, is because of my back injury and my exhaustion and consistent helping of this girl. But here I am making one for you now, and it's a really important one, and it's got a lot of heavy duty information, and I want you to take it on board and try to come to some understanding yourself for the future. Okay, take care. God bless.